Hello? We live?
Chat is bumping.
Hell yeah.
There we go. I see us.
We good?
Yeah, we're up. We're up. Chat's going nuts.
There's actually a lot of people here. This is sick. It's actually awesome to see so many people here. Jahrein's got an incredible community. This has to be the most people we've ever had turn out for Kick Talk ever before. So this is incredibly touching. How's everyone doing? Who's here? We got a lot of people here. We got way too many people here to even count. I can't even start mentioning the names here. You guys are everywhere right now. Guys, it's gonna be a pretty epic Kick Talk here today. We've got Jahrein coming on. I think there's no need to even introduce Jahrein. He has been an absolute legend of Kick. He moved to Kick a long time ago. Was one of the first Turkish creators to make the big jump on over, and I think the rest is history. Andrew, I'll leave it up to you on the intro here, and we'll get started with Kick Talk episode 31.
Yeah, man. Like you said, I don't think the man needs that much of an introduction. I think everyone knows how outspoken he is. Everyone knows that he is well loved. Everyone knows that he's big into esports. They just came off of a League of Legends win the other day with his team, Bushido. And he has brought the Riot community here, man. Look at this. We got a big ass host in here, man. Ekibine with 860 viewers, man. The Turkish family is popping off for Jahrein, man. It's great to see all you guys. Yeah, just to finish it up, man. Jahrein brought Valorant. Jahrein brought League of Legends over here, man. Jahrein brought Riot to the table for us. And like, we got lucky that we were able to go get up and running in Turkey, slightly a week earlier than the Purple Channel. And with that whole drama, he was with us through all that whole thing. So Jahrein has literally been with us on the ups and downs of Kick, man. So really excited to have him on.
Hell yeah, let's bring Jahrein in. Man, the chat is going bonkers. It is so good to see so many people here.
Jahrein.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? I'm doing fine.
I think your camera's not on quite yet.
It was on because I just changed the channel. That's why. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. Hey.
Boom.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
What? Me? Yeah. Am I the legend? Yeah. Hey, it's me, the legend. Hey, what's up? What uniform is that? I'm not into football, so I don't even know what that is. Is that Eskişehir? I don't know.
It's Ankara?
Ankara? I don't know.
Yeah, Ankara. Yeah.
Yeah, Ankara Gençler Birliği. Okay. I'm not into football, so I don't know what that is. But I'm digging your jersey, Santa. That's yeah.
Trying.
You got it from Berat?
We did, man. Berat came in with like 10 jerseys. And
I've never seen so many jerseys in one place in my life. I was like, holy shit, this is I had a lot to pick from. I'm a big fan now.
Yeah, for chat.
We're a football country, so yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, guys, Berat is our partner manager out of Turkey, and he takes really good care of our creators out there, and he was so excited that Jahrein was coming on, and he brought in just a shit ton of like jerseys, and we got to pick one.
Excited and nervous at the same time, I guess, because I think he was a little bit scared that I might make some stupid remarks or something. People are sometimes afraid of me.
Have you?
Sorry?
You've never done that before, have you, Jahrein?
I mean, a couple of hundred times, maybe. God. Yeah, not too many.
To be fair, I
not
think
that many.
That's kind of like it's just part about being a streamer. I think every now and again you have a few slip ups. Andrew, we've had slip ups before, no?
Yeah, of course. Everyone does. I mean, that's live streaming.
Plenty of slip ups, man. Plenty of out of context clips. plenty of clip farming, plenty of that, man, for sure. But you're definitely on a different level, man. You seem to have it down pat. You know the art of it. You fully understand what you're doing.
I guess I do nowadays because I've been streaming since, I don't know, 2009 or 10, I guess.
2009.
That was before Twitch was called Twitch. My account is from Justin TV. I'm so old.
Fuck, really? Wow.
Yeah. I'm like one of the oldest streamers.
That would have made it even like harder to move on over to a place like Kick, right? If you'd been around for like 14 years at that point.
Yeah, it was a hard decision, but it was a decision that I had to make, and a lot of Turkish streamers had to make, and it all happened in 31 days. Actually, we all switched from Twitch to Kick, all of us.
Was that? I guess there was a multitude of reasons, which I'm sure built up over the course of years and years and years. But we've obviously never seen anything quite like that. It was the whole entire Turkish-speaking community. Literally, I think there's stats right now that track this and shows that 90% of people are streaming on Kick versus say Twitch or whatever. But that I guess, that is unprecedented in a sense of such a quick and swift switch. What kind of, I guess, led up to that? I assume, like I said, it wasn't just something that happened overnight, right?
No, it didn't happen overnight, but it happened almost in 1 month. In entirely. So there was a lot of reasons. Basically, Twitch wasn't taking care of the Turkish market, and we had a lot of problems that we raised questions about. And then there was this huge scandal in Turkey that Twitch got involved with. I don't know how to say this, but some streamers were laundering money over Twitch. Using the bits system.
Yeah.
And Twitch, they turned a blind eye to that whole situation. They never said anything about it. They never published anything about it. And we were in contact with them. I sent multiple emails that this was gonna hurt them real bad. That I was being hurt as a streamer because I'm their partner, so to speak. I'm one of their partners. And we had a lot of problems. The matter was taken into Turkish Parliament. Actually, it was discussed at that level, and it was discussed at the Turkish Parliament as well. And there was an investigation going on, and Twitch just kept silent. And in the end, they changed the subscription model and the advertising payment model for Turkey and some countries. And I guess that was the end of it. And then came Berat, also a partner manager of Kick, and he closed the deal so fast. He just flew to Turkey, and he was, contacting each and every one of us on a personal level. And he signed me. He was like a snake.
Wait, just too quick, boom.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, this and that. I'll take care of you. Boom. And I was streaming on Kick. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And this week is our anniversary.
Anniversary as well. Congratulations.
Not anniversary, anniversary of Kick in Turkey.
Yeah.
The anniversary. It's already been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year. Yeah. The anniversary of Kick. From Turkey, Kick got banned from Turkey last year. It was this week.
But we got over that, right? We fixed it real quick.
Yeah, that was real quick. Again, we acted super fast, but Twitch was banned as well. They got unbanned 1 month after us, I think. Yeah, it was a complicated rodeo because Turkey has strict policies about gambling stuff.
Yes, and, I think we quickly removed any gambling. Obviously, you're in Turkey right now. There's no gambling on Kick at all. Nothing. Obviously, I think within, what was it? I think a few hours or so of the issue happening, we're just like, no worries, gambling not removed. It's kind of interesting because I think a lot of people and say, hey, look, Kick exists for X and Y reasons. I'm sure you've heard it all, right? But obviously, as someone who, living in Turkey, someone who has an audience in Turkey, there is zero gambling. So I think it's a great way to kind of, obviously fight back a little bit against some of the people in these other markets that say, hey, look, Kick is trying to do X, Y, and Z. Obviously, that's not the case because we've got a huge Turkish presence and absolutely zero exposure to any gambling at all, never will be, and will continue to respect that Turkish law.
Yeah, zero gambling at all. Like 5-6 minutes ago, I was like, Eddie's offline. And, Santamaria is like, no, he's online. I'm like, no, he's off. It's because he's doing this take thing.
Yeah,
That's why I can't see. I cannot watch you in Turkey. That's why I'm like, damn.
Hey, Jahrein, I've got a few questions for you, man, and then I'm happy to hand the floor over to you. I'd love to hear more about sort of, your perspective, your experience so far at Kick, questions you may have. But just real quickly, I know that you there was recently a Kick exclusive tournament which you happened to win. How'd that go? How was that for the in terms of the tournament and the execution? It was exclusive to Kick, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So it was KRAFTON, PUBG publishers. They wanted to do something like this, like a streamers tournament. All of the Turkish streamers who stream on Kick. Well, most of them. Yeah, you can't have them all. It was 7 teams against 7 teams. I was the captain of one of the teams. So it was executed real fast as well, in collaboration of KRAFTON, PUBG, Turkey, Kick, and the streamers. It was fun, and we won against my frenemy. WTCN is my is my long lost brother, my best friend, and my best enemy as well. My rival, I would say, not enemy. So we played against each other, and we won.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome. We need to get more of these sort of tournaments going. Well, the fact you managed to get almost like almost all the Turkish creators involved, or a good portion, just goes to show how strong the Turkish live streaming community is. I think very few, markets, or very few, regions rather, would even begin to attempt something like that. I know you try to get all the English streamers to do anything together. It's just never happening. It's just never happening. There's way too many complications. But the fact, the whole Turkish community can kind of get together and put an event on like that is actually so awesome.
We have our little, complications as well, but it's nothing that serious. We wouldn't want to push anyone outside of the box. Oh, merhaba. My dog just came back from holidays.
Hey, so it's been a little bit over a year, right? So I guess, obviously 1 year ago we had that, I think it was about 24 hours worth of outage, right? But you came to Kick a little bit before that, right? In this last hour, this last year, I guess what kind of comes to mind when you think about the journey so far? Like what, when you, like you said, you'd been on Twitch for like 13 years, right? So it's still very early days here on Kick compared to the amount of time you spent streaming on Twitch. But how would you summarize the experience thus far?
Well, I've tried the different platforms as well. Like, what was it? Nemo Live. I've tried streaming on Nemo as well. The transition wasn't as smooth, and I wasn't able to. I tried YouTube as well. Because, as mentioned before, I didn't have that much fun on Twitch on my last couple of years, because it was not fun anymore. I was feeling like I was being taken advantage of, and that's not a good position to be in as a partner of a platform. But when I switched over to Kick, the transition was almost seamless. It didn't feel uncool, so to speak. It wasn't a cringe platform, and people, the community, they didn't feel like we were changing something to something worse, but rather something better, because from a user perspective, the viewers, they like it here because no ads. This brings me to one of my questions. Are we going to have ads on Kick, and when?
It's a great question because I think a lot of people holding their breath and trying to, I think there's to be fair, there's a lot of people out there that really want ads. Obviously, it's another revenue stream. It's I've also heard people say, hey, look, it incentivizes people to subscribe and all that kind of stuff. But, from my perspective and from the rest of the team's perspective, our goal is to run the platform without ads for as long as possible. The viewer experience, the ability to view live streams without being interrupted for like 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes even every hour is great. It's such a good experience. I watch a lot of kick streams as I'm sure you're aware, and every now and again I head to YouTube, I head to Twitch, and fuck me, there's so many ads. It is like excruciating. I cannot bear it. I think I've been spoiled with Kick for so long. Like when you go back to these other places, you're like, Jesus, how do you deal with this? I hate to be petty because it's only like 10 minutes worth of ads an hour. But fuck, after you get used to that like ad-free experience, it's very difficult to readjust.
Yes, but what is the business model? I mean,
well, right
how
now,
are you gonna run this platform?
Well, right now,
that's
the
the
business
second
model is
question.
growth, right? It's growth, like just obviously growing and getting a foothold in the industry. But yeah, long term, of course, right? Social media platforms, all social media platforms are based upon revenue from advertisements, right? But I think the way that we do advertisements and the way that we monetize user-generated content is always the aspect in which I do believe can be done better. We're floating around ideas constantly. It's one of our big sort of goals is to understand and better execute how to implement ads. Because I think if you just go ahead and just go add ads and then just kind of like fingers crossed we'll try and make money, that's dangerous. I think the way that ads can be executed can be done in like a great way, or they can be done in like a terrible way. And our goal is to hopefully be leaning more towards that sort of great component. So yeah, the business model of course is advertising, but for the time being, just like any startup, just like any new company, for the time being, Kick is not too much worried about the immediate future. We want to be profitable, say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, even longer, right? Like the next year, the next 2 years. Of course, it would be amazing if the business model could be profitable. For now, it's about giving you guys the best viewer experience, the best streaming experience, and hopefully trying to continue to gain really important market share.
Yeah, and to double down on that real quick, we just had Stream Elements and Streamlabs come on, and the show before this, we had the head of engineering from Stream Elements on the show. And Eddie made it very clear because they have sponsorship opportunities, right? They have opportunities where they can give sponsorships to streamers, and we even want to stay out of those guys' way, right? So that they can open up the door, give more opportunity to the streamer. I think really, just to piggyback on what Eddie said, it's like whenever you rip away the creator from the audience, we look down on that, man. Like the roadblock ads of 3 minutes at a time is wild. So what we want to do is, I think, non-intrusive, right? We really are exploring a lot of different ways for it to be non-intrusive, more options. I personally like the way that YouTube does their ads, right? They give you a skip, like you can skip an ad if you want to, right? You're not forced to have like this massive roadblock of ads. But just out of curiosity, Jahrein, you being with Justin TV and across a lot of other platforms, like how would you do ads, man? Like what would you like to see?
Lower third. That's what I would do. Like lower third or different positions on the screen, and you let the streamer know when it will appear and where it will appear, so it doesn't intrude with the stream itself. That would be the best way to go. And I would rather do it maybe clickable ads to get some data as well, because just letting people watch that doesn't turn into conversion and clicks. So I'd rather do something special for the stream. For example, something popping up somewhere on the screen, and then when you click it, you collect something, maybe a discount code or something. So that would be the best way to go. I would not go with full screen, that generic thing going on for 1 minute. I don't like it.
It's interesting take. It's a great question, Andrew. I think honestly we should ask more and more people who come on Kick Talk that very question. Like, I think obviously we kind of have our own opinion on how we are gonna do ads, but I think the fact that, giving people who have ran ads, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on other social media platforms, and being able to kind of understand what they're looking for would be really interesting. Maybe we need to actually just open up a bit of an open forum of sorts to be able to kind of get people's opinions on what would work best. But yeah, I think the lower third concept is something we've definitely at least talked a little bit about. I think, that kind of intrusiveness of a full page ad, unskippable. I don't know if it's even the best way to convert, right? Like I get it. It's obviously, it gets the person's attention. You can't miss it, that's for sure. But is it the best way to kind of get engagement, clicks? I don't know. I'm surely there's better ways, but yeah.
Yeah.
Jahrein, just switching gears a little bit. We got ads, right? But we've also got subs in the 95.5 sub split here on Kick. You did a subathon quite recently, actually sometime last year, right? And it was like within the first 48 hours, you had 6,000 subs, which is, I'm going to assume, is pretty fucking incredible, especially for, I don't know, I'm assuming that in the Turkish region, that's a decent chunk of subs. That's a decent chunk of subs like anywhere in 48 hours.
It is, and I'm still, I think, leading in the Turkish market in terms of sub count. I still have 4,000 of these still subscribing every month. So I got a good viewer base, I would say. Yeah, and 4K is good anywhere in the world.
Wait, this is 4K recurring subs?
Yeah,
not gifted.
No.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's insane. Wow. Okay.
I mean, you're the boss. You can check it.
Yeah. I don't check the numbers like too often. Yeah. That's your data, right? But fuck, that's insane. That's awesome. I guess that's just a testament to the strength of the community, and probably the same reason why there's like thousands of your community here right now, even watching you here on Kick Talk, is because it's a loyal and incredibly enthusiastic community. That's amazing.
Yeah, they're doing the Baldwin meme.
What does 31 mean? A lot of people were spamming 31 before.
Oh my god, I don't know how to explain this to you. Do you know the meaning? The Berat tell you. Did he tell you?
Not about 31.
Oh my god.
I mean, we specifically chose 31 for this date. Jahrein, you would have come on to Kick Talk about a month earlier, but Berat strongly suggested this date for us.
Oh no, I cannot explain this on stream. It is.
Wait, have I asked a good question or a bad question? Should we skip this genuinely, or what should we do?
I mean, that's fine by me, but I don't know if it's appropriate for the stream. It's a Turkish slang, I would say. That's what we call masturbating in Turkish. 31.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. And that's.
I don't even know what the etymology of this is. It's just, it is what it is. And when Turkish people see 31 on the internet, they go like, "Oh my god,"
Really? So, yeah. Wait. Well, why 31?
I don't know. I can ask ChatGPT. I really don't know. I don't know why it's called 31.
Yeah, when we announced it on socials, it blew up, and I looked at Berat. I was like, "What is 31? What is the deal with 31, man?"
I don't know. It's just weird. It is what it is, and when you say 31, everyone has this kind of smirk on their faces. They're like, "Oh, 31, okay." It's a magnificent number. Why is this
so synonymous with you in particular?
Not me in particular. It would have been for anyone else as well. It's just 31.
Oh, okay.
It's the longest existing Turkish meme since the beginning of Turkishness. 31. I don't know why.
And here we are on episode 31. I feel like Berat is out there pulling strings. He is all over this. Just on that topic, working, with us here at Kick now for over a year, like we said. I guess the support from the Kick team, I'm assuming it must be pretty good. How does that work with you?
That works well with me. I mean, feeling that I have the feeling to have someone to speak to. Like as I said, I was like one of the oldest streamers of Twitch, like in general, not just Turkish, like one of the legacy accounts, so to speak. And I never had such good care, I would say, from my account managers, from my partnership managers, whatever you call them. Never had them. Never had I wasn't being taken care of, but here I am.
Well, that means a lot. That means a lot. I think, Kick is, to be fair, it's still a very small team. Very small team. We've got, I think compared to Twitch, right? About 1/20th, if not, as staff. So the fact that a team so small in comparison is able to kind of, look after you, make you feel more valued is hopefully a testament to our investment in the Turkish community, and the fact that we do really want to try to do right by you guys.
Before signing over to Kick, Berat came over and he wanted to meet face to face. That's why I was like, damn, they're gonna take care of me. That's why I signed. I was like, yeah.
That's amazing.
He came to Turkey, literally. Yeah.
Hey, big shout out to Berat. Brad's the reason we're here, and he's also the reason, I guess, he managed to get us this incredible episode number, which I now fully understand why. That is, I was very confused by so many people spamming 31 before, but it all makes sense now. Did
I say Berat? It was Tarek who came to Turkey who signed me, actually. But Berat has been taking. Yeah, it was Tarek, but Berat has been taking care of me for 1 year now. Yeah. I think Tarek is cooking something else. I don't know what he's cooking, but
he's always cooking something.
Tariq is off cooking in another country now. He's off in the United States, I believe, now.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Yeah, Tariq is a man of many cultures, a man of he's just Tariq.
Yeah, let him cook. Let him cook. Tariq is a great guy. I mean, we're friends with him. Like it's we're on a different level. We're friends with him, and
it was pretty crazy though. He went there, and I just remember seeing all these Turkish channels go live, and it was just like he was just saying name through, like boom, 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 boom. It was like huge communities just like immediately switched. I don't know what he did. He must have worked some magic over there.
Yeah, it was a lot of things coming together. It was first Hype. Hype was the first person to sign over to Kick.
Yeah, Hype. I remember that. And,
yeah, Hype was the first, and after him, we all switched over, and we brought our whole community with us as well. And when they saw that the platform is not gullible, it's a cool platform. It's a cool place to be. No ads and all that stuff, and the people accepted it, and we're here. All of us are here.
I guess on that, like you kind of mentioned a little bit around sort of your perception of Kick, the community's perception of Kick, but was that always the case? So was that like from day dot, the moment you moved over, the perception was quite positive, like the brand and what it stood for? No,
it wasn't. Like the first thing that popped into Turkish people's minds was, gambling website. So you're gonna go, gambling on us. That was the first perception, but I think that changed in 1 week. Not even.
But that more than must have changed because again, Turkey does not have access to any gambling content on Kick, and as you said, you can't see gambling content. So that perception must have changed completely.
Yeah, that changed. I mean, after we got banned in Turkey, and then you removed all the gambling content, people were like, okay, so these men, they keep their words, because people always had in their minds that we would switch over to gambling at some point. But when you banned everything gambling regarding Turkey, people were like, okay, so we're not going to have gambling stuff here. So this is a safe place to be.
Maybe that's just how we get kicked to blow up in every country. Just ban the gambling. Actually, fuck, what am I going to do with my stream then? Oh, shit.
Maybe that's what you should do. I don't know where you're taking your company to. But
you know what? Prior to Turkey, man, because that was a topic. Eddie implemented on the menu. There is a menu where you can get rid of gambling altogether across the site, not just regionally, right? So like if you make an account on Kick, you can choose to get rid of certain categories, and casino is one of them, right? So like just
you can get rid of pool streams, right?
VR chat, pool streams, VR chat, and I think chat roulette.
Yeah. Yeah, but nobody clicks those. Nobody checks those settings. But I know what you mean. I've seen that. Yeah.
To be fair, there's actually quite a few people that utilize that. I think it's like well and truly over 50,000 people. But yeah, compared to like the number of users, 50,000 is like kind of low. But yeah, maybe we can work on increasing the visibility or the accessibility for that. Maybe like when you're like on the homepage, you can like maybe like say, I don't want to see this. I don't know. Probably some better ways to make it work. But hey, Jahrein, just quickly onto esports and sort of gaming in general. Like you've been a big part of that, especially in League of Legends, right? I think League of Legends Turkish community is absolutely popping. It's pretty much the vast majority of our section. It basically, you should just rename it like Turkish League of Legends at this point, because it's just full of, you guys are just crushing it. But you know, when it comes to League of Legends, there's a lot of rights going around for sort of co-streaming, right? Which I think you understand a little bit around. Would you be able to sort of share some details on that?
Well, I'm gonna take full credit here. I'm the guy who brought League of Legends to Turkish Kick because they wanted me to have a team on the league so bad. I told them the only way I'm doing this is if I'm able to do watch parties on Kick. And they said, we'll try our best. I said, if you make this possible, then yeah, I'll have my own team on the league competing. And they went ahead. They went to the Riot HQ in Europe, in Berlin, and they got the decision that we can do watch parties on Kick. Then I founded my team. That's how it happened. Yes, and here we are. The watch parties are booming.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. So basically, you stood up and said, "Hold on a second. Where you guys may say we can't do this, but you went and pretty much stood up to Riot. Like that's a big organization. Like normally, kind of like they say what they say and everyone does what they do. But you said, "Hold on a second, that's bullshit. We're taking this to another level," and stood up to them, and here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Like my team's last match against WTCN's team, also another streamer on Kick, my rival, as I mentioned before. My team and his team, when we fought against each other, I think it was in total 100,000 people watching live on Kick.
That's amazing.
In total, yeah.
That is huge. That rivals like the English, like I don't know, some of the biggest esports tournaments ever.
Easily. Yeah. And the chat is gonna give the exact number. Somebody in chat they would know the exact number, but as I recall it was 100K.
And the fact that it was with Riot, to Eddie's point, right? Like, do you think Riot understands the plight of the Turkish audience and what you were saying before about not being respected, being overlooked, all that stuff? Because I'm sure a lot of that had to do with your decision to like put your foot down and say, we got to stream it here on Kick. That do you think Riot understands what that means? You know what I'm saying?
They understand now. If they see the numbers, they should understand now, because the thing is, I think they're happy as well. It's a win-win-win situation, to be honest. I mean, if you get so many views on your league, that's good for them as well. Why not? And business is good for all of us. It's good.
Business is good for sure. 100%.
Just because, so I guess that's what led you to create an esports team, right? That was kind of on the back of the co-streaming rights and how you got that deal, and then basically on the back of that, you created your team.
Yeah.
What
I'm gonna expand.
What is your sort of exact sort of position on the esports team? You're an owner, or?
Yeah, I am the owner.
The owner, the sole owner. Are you involved with the day-to-day?
I'm involved day to day, but I'm not the sole owner. I got two partners. One of them is a small partner, but he's a well-respected streamer as well. Phoenix, and another guy who has a long history of esports, Orlando Calomeno, an Armenian Turkish guy, a businessman. We're working together with him, and we built the League of Legends team together. But I'm gonna expand into another genre, another game as well.
Is this
Are
public
you,
knowledge?
are you breaking news? Are you breaking news?
Yeah, this is news here. This is headlines here.
I'm listening. Where are you going?
PUBG PC, probably. PUBG PC. Yeah.
Ooh,
The next expansion of Bushido.
When are we expecting that?
Oh, well, I mean, I was thinking about it, and we've been in talks with Krafton as well, and I think we'll be having a PUBG PC team as well on Bushido, but this time I'm going to be alone, the sole owner of the team, but the League of Legends team will go on, the watch parties will go on, so yeah.
I just said this is not taking away from the emphasis that you have on League right now. The team will continue to strive and do amazing things, but it's just expanding out into more horizons, more opportunity.
Yeah. I love the League team. Like I'm personally taking care of each player and the coaches. I talk to them daily, and I watch them, I talk to them, I give them motivation. But yeah. We're going to have more fun.
On the note of esports, quickly, just in general, obviously League esports is huge here with what you're doing on Kick, but how can Kick support esports in Turkey just in general? Like, what else can we do to try to boost it up? Obviously, the esports and the appetite for esports in Turkey is immense, right? There is people out there that are loving it. How does Kick double down further and see what you've done with League, but in other areas as well, across more games? What would you recommend? Do you have any advice for us?
Like, you can make third-party tournaments for almost any of the games that we're expanding in Turkey. Counter-Strike, third-party tournaments only in Turkey, maybe. You don't have to be concerned about the prize pool. It doesn't have to be as big as the international ones, but some PUBG tournaments. You can keep going on with kick brawls. Brawl off. What do you call it in the end? Brawl offs, right? Stuff like that. So if you want to focus on Turkey's esports, there's a lot of room to grow. Tournaments, rivals, kind of stuff. The brawl offs should go on.
Everyone's saying Kick Rivals.
Yeah, that was the thing. Kick Rivals is called brawl offs, right? Am I right? The first PUBG thing, that's what we called it. So keep doing that.
Okay. So you think just in general, it really is about putting the kind of infrastructure or like just the baseline events up and running and going from there, really.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter so much about doing all these crazy numbers and stuff. It's just about having the support there and people will participate, I take it.
Yeah, they will participate. Like, even if you don't, have like this huge prize pools and everything, if it's something structural, if it's something that is going on, if it's something that is has some kind of a frequency, like say every week, every month, every 3 months or something, people want to see stability, and they will invest time, and they will be there.
Have you run many of these? I guess you've ran these sort of tournaments before, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Is this a business proposition?
Maybe we should run it with you. Yeah. I was gonna say, who would be better almost? We need. More
I can take care of it.
Yeah, I can take care of it.
I have a team. Yeah.
Maybe that's how we could get it going. Yeah, it's try someone who understands the lay of the land, someone who understands the Turkish community, someone who's able to bring everyone together, reach every single streamer in the community, and if you're able to execute it as well, organized, then I don't know. Sounds like if you have time, I'm sure you're a busy person. Maybe there's a world where we could figure something out, and we could help.
Not as busy as you are. I don't know what you do with your day. How do you even I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I sit down. I have a son, I spend some time with him, and then I'm like, I look into his eyes, I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to have time in the future for him? Sometimes I feel depressed. I'm like, what am I doing right now? How am I going to manage all this? What do you do with your life? How do you manage your time? Like, what the hell? I'm like, I don't know. What do you do daily? What's your day look like?
Yeah, my day. I probably spend a little bit too much time on the computer, I'll be honest with you. And that's probably on the back of just trying to keep up with everything and be involved as much as possible. But I'll tell you what, I really enjoy everything I do. I don't kind of look at it as something which is hard work by any means. So, I kind of get lost in all the fun and exciting distractions that kind of pop up at any given moment. So, yeah, I think most of the day is obviously very much directed towards whether it's whatever business venture we're kind of focusing on that specific day or even hour. But it's a hell of a lot of fun. I'll tell you what, live streaming especially, it is one of the most, like, as you know, the politics involved sometimes, the community sentiments, everything that happens with it, it's turmoil, it's chaotic. But it's the most rewarding industry to be involved in. It really is. There's nothing quite like it. The upside you see when you come to a website and see all these people enjoying themselves, utilizing your product, there is nothing quite like it. So, every minute, every hour spent investing into that is the return on investment in terms of, the feedback and the community sentiment is like 100-fold. So, it's worth every minute. But with that being said, I still have time for all the important things in life as well. I don't want to pretend for a second that there's, you got to have that balance. You certainly do.
I don't have that balance myself. I'm not gonna lie.
How many hours do you stream a week normally?
Oh my God, what I do is I think 25 to 30 hours every week. But this month I couldn't stream that much because I had to take care of my League of Legends team, and then I have some offline businesses going on. I have my clothing brand as well that I had to take care of and all that stuff. All in all, I had to take like a 3-4 days break, go to Ankara, the capital city of Turkey, and spend some time there with my family, my son and my wife. All I do is stream and family. I got no me time. No me time, zero.
Well, I'm telling you what, the priorities there don't sound too wrong. I think family and work streaming, that there is probably not the worst thing. I think there's worse distractions out there.
Yeah. That's what I do, family and work.
Jahrein, that in terms of my questions, that's kind of mainly mine. I was going to say, really happy to kind of hand it over to you. I'm sure, like, even on behalf of the Turkish community, even like other streamers as well, absolutely any question that we can assist with, or anything you wanted to maybe discuss or go over in terms of Kick or just live streaming in general, I guess.
Well, I got one more announcement. We're going to have, if my team, well, it's not an if actually, we're probably going to do it. If we qualify for the playoffs of the League of Legends Turkish League, I'm going to be having offline events. I'm going to be streaming them as well, but, we're going to shut down a venue, have a huge screen, and, watch the games over there with real people offline. I'm going to be on the stage, and the fans of the team will be there as well, and we're going to be streaming that as well. It's going to be huge. It's going to be fantastic. That's one of the things that I wanted to highlight today for the fans out there.
So when is this? When is this happening?
I think 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's huge. You're dropping all these bombs here on this stream. This is amazing. Thank you.
It would be great to get involved. It would be great to get involved with that. 4 or 5 weeks out. That gives us some time.
What can you do for us? Let's go.
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna send Tariq out there with a bunch of Kick merch, man. He's gonna sit out there with a table and sign more. No, but for real, man. Like, it's something we can definitely look into and get merch out there and support and just because, like, you guys came in so heavy with with the Riot product, man. I remember when Turkey came on board, and I was like, how the hell is Valorant number 5 category on the freaking platform? You know, and
Yeah.
it was because of Turkey, man.
Yeah, the thing is, Valorant is still not like the watch parties you cannot do on Kick still on Valorant, but third-party tournaments and third-party cups that are not organized by Riot itself, but some other companies, people can do watch parties of these tournaments. But I hope and I suspect and I expect actually that this will be on Kick as well, Valorant watch parties. I'm not too sure, but after seeing the success on League of Legends, why not? I mean, it's only plausible. It makes sense.
I think that's the most important point there, right? Obviously, it's one of those situations whereby when, you know, kind of one domino falls, the rest eventually do too, right? Like it's always the hardest to try to make that change in the first step, and the rest will, you know, naturally start to flow much easier. So I think, you know, what you've done on League, you'd hope, you'd expect will translate to anything, right? It makes sense. And I take it these publishers, they're going to end up feeling the pain if they don't make those changes. They need you guys.
Yeah, they do. Like if it's a community driven thing, esports. Like you cannot just be like the whole community is on one website on Kick, but you insist on doing your streams on other platforms. It doesn't make sense. It's not plausible. It's just ridiculous. So why not just do it on Kick?
It's so cool to hear that, right? I love it when, you know, the fact that you guys are disrupting like what is typically this, you know, structure which is just left untouched, and you know, as we said before, once there's something said, it's, you know, said and done. But saying, hold on, no, we're not budging. We're going to stick to our guns. We want to push for this. This is what the outcome we want. And you know, naturally, the fair and most, you know, the most, yeah, the fairest outcome is prevailing here. Like, why would you say you can't do it here, but you can do it here? Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense, right? So, you know, again, props to you guys for pushing for that. And you know, it means a lot for Kick, right? It means an absolute ton, because you know, that hopefully doesn't just help the Turkish sort of market, the Turkish, you know, speaking streams, but also the global partners that we have all over the world, because you guys are setting the precedent of saying, hey, this is how the live streaming space looks like, and you can adapt or we won't, you know, engage. And you know, you're laying you're putting down the law, you're saying, hey, this is the way it's going to be, and they're listening, which is amazing.
I got some questions for you. I cooked some stuff. So apparently Turkish language is ranking number 4. Yeah, Turkish language on Kick is ranking number 4 as far as I'm concerned in watch hours though. And the number of streamers, Turkish streamers, is ranking number 3. Like we're pretty huge on this platform. And do you have something in mind regarding the Turkish region? Like, do you want to get involved in more ways, like maybe more payment methods for the Turkish region? You know, maybe more stuff that is Turkish support, maybe, I don't know, stuff like that. Do you have anything in mind regarding Turkey? And was Turkey an expansion plan of you, or was it just Tarek and he was like, you know, fuck that, I'm going to Turkey, I'm gonna do some Turkish streamers, I'm gonna sign them up? And, you know, was it just Tarek doing something, or was it a planned, expansion into the Turkish market?
So I guess to answer the second question there about was it planned, I guess you could say it was, right? I think from our side, when it came to entering live streaming, the first market we went after naturally was English, right? We went for English speaking market because it was like, okay, we speak English, you know, it's the most logical one to go for. But obviously there was a lot of setbacks, and it became quite complicated. I think there's very fierce competition in the English speaking market. So what we said is, hold on a second, why go toe to toe and put all this effort into a market where it's so fiercely competitive, when there happens to be all these markets that are just being forgotten about? Like there is in live streaming and in social media in general, like not even just live streaming, it's just other social media platforms too. They're kind of forgetting that these markets exist. So we're like, why are we sitting here, like, spending all this time and effort trying to win over these people who don't really care for what we're doing, when there's other markets out there, and one of which was Turkey, where there really isn't that level of support, which we can say, hold on, we want to support you guys, we want to do something for you, we want to look after you, we understand that you have huge communities, incredible influence over the whole country. Like, we look at it this way, like the level of influence that people like yourself have and other creators from Turkey have across the whole entire country is insane. And the fact that you guys aren't being looked after on the back of that just doesn't make any sense. So, we looked at Turkey, we looked at some other countries as well, and we said, hey, look, this makes a ton of sense. We can do better than what's out there, and it doesn't look like the competition cares. And ultimately that's what led to, I guess, everyone moving over in the course of a month, right? Just showing that little bit of appreciation. So I'll be honest, we never expected it to be this big. Like, there has never been a situation in our wildest dreams that we saw everyone move over so quickly. But when they did, we were like, hold on, we need to keep this. Like, obviously bringing everyone over, that's step one. But keeping everyone from Turkey here on Kick, that's the hard part. And we understand that. So we know that we can't just sit back now and go, okay, great, everyone's here, we can relax. Like, we have to continue to look after the market. We need to continue to hopefully attract new people. We need to continue to support it through, the initiatives such as like esports tournaments. Maybe, that's a conversation we can have, shortly, right? How do we support it in other ways, other initiatives? I still know that there's a lot of people out there that are streaming on YouTube, for example, in Turkey. I think there's still a lot of people out there streaming, even to like IG Live and stuff like that. I think streaming in Turkey, like the social media side, is still huge. There's still so much room to grow. Obviously, in comparison to Twitch, everyone from Twitch has moved over, but there's other areas as well that I think we can really get engaged in. So in terms of growth opportunities, I think we can double, triple, quadruple the size of the Turkish streaming market, not just in terms of watch hours, but you said as well, in terms of number of streamers. We want to see more streamers on here as well. I think that number there can go way higher for sure. So yeah, in terms of plans, I think, ultimately it just comes down to sticking to what we've said we're going to offer to you. Obviously, we're giving you guys that great experience in terms of not showing intrusive ads. We're obviously giving you a great experience in terms of, at least making sure that you get the money that you deserve to earn. We obviously make sure that we continue to give you 95% of your sub split. All these kind of things, right? They start to add up. And as long as we stick to our word, I think that's very, very important. I think that'll help. But I think going above and beyond to try to actually invest more into the Turkish market, because I don't think that's probably been done so much before, can maybe help us to get that even further growth outside of just I think Twitch was a unique example of us being able to really quickly gain it. But I think we can do more. That's what I think at least. So you look at the Turkish market, I think people don't realize how big it is. Like, the rest of the world doesn't realize how big Turkey is, and how many people are on social media channels outside of even Kick, outside of all these other traditional platforms. So that's our goal right now, is to expand even further and hopefully, be one of the largest names in social media in your country. That's our goal. I think we can pull it off.
And just to add one other fundamental thing to that, because I used to work at Amazon. So I worked at Amazon for 3 years prior to coming to Kick, across Amazon Games, Twitch Prime, Prime Gaming. And what I can tell you, the fundamental difference when we were taking care of forgotten markets is that, and this isn't just Twitch, right? These are other platforms, all right? And this is why they were sleeping on so many people. And they sleep on a lot of all creators, in my opinion, because the way they view their product as a utility. All right. They view their product as water, as electricity, and good luck surviving without us. That's the way they truly view this. All right. And the way that we started tackling this was, we don't view creators as a user of the platform. We view the creator as the star of the platform. And that's a really big time fundamental difference when people start coming over to Kick and experiencing Kick. They're like, wait a minute, like, you're not treating me like I'm complaining about my water bill. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, it does. I mean, we've seen that the platform doesn't make the streamer. The streamer makes the platform. I mean, we all left, and you can right now just go to Twitch and check it out. What's going on there? It's just I don't know. You'll see a vast and empty, kind of desert kind of space right now. But Kick is, you can go on the Turkish page right now and you'd see thousands of people streaming, thousands and thousands of people watching. So that shows again that we, the streamers, we have the power, not the platform. But the platform has to support the streamer as a partner. The streamer has to support the platform. It's a loyalty thing. If you take care of your streamer, the streamer is going to be loyal to you. Like in my case, when I sat down my foot and I said, I want to stream on Kick. I want to stream my watch parties of League of Legends. I want to do it on Kick. And, I did it because I enjoy it here. I'm having a good time. I don't want to I don't want to go to stream somewhere else on Twitch or YouTube. This is my platform now, and I'm loyal to it. It is what it is. And as long as you guys keep supporting us, I'm going to be here.
I love what you just said before. You said you come to Kick and it's this vast active platform, and then you go to Twitch and it's this empty desert, right? In the Turkish community, and I think that's also the case for two other languages as well. But I very much look forward to when that's the case for English. I can't wait for that to happen. If anyone here from English speaking market is watching, this is what it can look like. When a platform doesn't look after their creators, when a platform drops the ball, when platforms stop caring about the actual streamer, it can turn, and we've seen it firsthand. It can turn so quickly, and this is where it will lead eventually if creators, if the streamers don't seize the power, which they have. You've completely flipped the situation out there in Turkey, right? And that can happen in any market, and it will happen. And it's such a great way to paint the picture.
I hope so. One more question. We have an epidemic on the Turkish Kick scene, a Weebots epidemic. How are we going to tackle this? Like, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, the viewbotting situation is rough in every, most markets. I think, yes, some less so. The answer here is friction. The answer is not removing it completely, but adding more friction to people who attempt to do it. We need to make it harder for people to engage in this activity. We have some really great measures in place which are already making sure it doesn't get too out of hand. Like there is ways to ensure that it isn't getting to the point where it's becoming completely ridiculous, and we're working to identify these channels and keep it under control. But at the same time, we need to make it so it's not as easy to go about, because the internet's changing. And I'll be honest, this isn't just a Kick problem. I think this is happening in every it's just bots are becoming more advanced. I guess as technology evolves, as
it is,
AI, for example, continues to get involved in this, it becomes a little bit harder to detect bots. It becomes easier to spin them up. There's more resources now to do so. So it is becoming more of a problem. But I think the bottom line is botting just completely kills the integrity of live streaming. Live streaming is like a game sometimes, right? Like you said, you've got your rivals out there. It's a game in which you rank yourself based upon the number of viewers. And it sucks when you're like sitting there ranking yourself against a cheater. And it kills the community. When you're a small streamer and you've got someone sitting up here because they're cheating, it makes you fucking angry. It makes me angry. It makes everyone angry. So, in terms of making sure we solve for it, we have to. We have to try, right? I don't think you can ever fully solve for it. It'll always be an issue, right? But I think there needs to be more and more ways to make it more difficult, more harder, not as easy to go about doing. And the action we can take against it, I think, is something we can continue to work on. It just is a very sensitive subject because it's difficult. Because to be fair, the best example, right, is why don't you ban everyone that viewbots? And the answer to that is it's hard because not everyone is viewbotting themselves, right? I think you surely been victim of this before, even yourself.
I've got weird about it, and I'm like, I just start swearing, and I'm like, I don't want your services. Just leave me alone. Just take your bots and fuck off. That's what I say every time. But I get it. When someone gets weird it's maybe it's not them, maybe it's someone else doing it to them. But it just needs to be harder to use viewbots in general, so that it became daily practice for some of the streamers, and everybody's aware of that in our community. And then we just want some sort of resistance against that. I suppose.
I hear you really loud and really clearly on that one. I think it's not just a problem for Turkey, but it is for other places too. And I can tell you right now, it is one of the most frustrating aspects of this platform too. It annoys everyone, staff, all of us. We are working against it. One thing I ask from your side is I think, at the end of the day, right? You guys know who's playing games, who's not, right? I think, when you have a level of authority in the community like yourself, I think it's worth calling out, it's worth telling people, hey, look, this ain't cool, You don't have to name names, right? You can't go, you, but, I think it's about saying, hold on, at the end of the day, it's not the way to go. Like, the thing is, the platform can see, right? The platform can see what's going on. The viewers can typically make a good idea of what's going on. And the streamers, they certainly know what the hell is going on, right? And ultimately, that behavior doesn't get rewarded. It's doing yourself an injustice. I think some people look at it like, oh, this is going to help me grow faster. It does the opposite because it cuts off so many great opportunities. And yeah, it's, I think, whilst the platform can continue to add that level of friction, make it more difficult, I think as well, if simultaneously it can just continuously be, reiterated that, hey, look, guys, this isn't the way to do it. This isn't cool. This isn't smart. We can see what's going on, and it's not the way to go. I think if we can help you reiterate that point, it'll go a long, long way. But again, I understand exactly where you're coming from when you say it's a sensitive subject.
And how does it work with Kcip? If someone's viewbotting, does Kcip count them in? I don't know, because I'm not a Kcip guy. I'm still on an agreement with you. How does it work with Kcip? Does Kcip detect bots and pay accordingly?
Yeah, Kcip is able to it doesn't base itself on just view counts. There's a lot of factors that come into place with Kcip, but yeah, one thing it does is it ensures that it's legitimate viewers, right? The platform can see who's viewbotting, right? The problem is not like the problem isn't going, oh, we don't know what people's view count. We know it is, but the problem is we can't definitively say that it's actually the streamer doing it, right? Like, that's the problem. So it is, again, if someone's view bots for, say, 30 days straight, of course, we're going to go, fuck, this person's up to no good. But still, it's not a reason to, say, ban a channel and stuff. And if we did start banning channels because of that, then the view botters or the enemies of people would go ahead and just view bot them for 30 days straight, right? But
exactly.
Yeah, Kcip doesn't pay for view bots. Of course not. We don't pay for view bots. So therefore, it doesn't reward you monetarily at all. It's the opposite even. To be honest, Kcip will pay you less if you viewbot. Like, if you don't viewbot, you will get paid more than if you do viewbot. I don't think it's
that was an epidemic on the English side when Kcip launched. Like, all these people would take the social saying, I've got 300 CCV, yet I'm making this much money. It's kind of like, well, because you're botting 200, and you're just showing your ass because you're showing that we're actually paying you out for what your rate is. That quickly went away, right? But there was a time where people thought that they would just bot themselves to a different sort of rate, and they would just take to social media and just complain. So as far as like Kcip goes, doubling down on what Eddie said, yes, like that we would be crazy to be paying out for bots all the time. But as far as like the scourge that is viewbotting, man, I personally think this is an industry thing that needs to be tackled. I personally think that this is something that needs to come from Twitch as much as it comes from Meta, as much as it comes YouTube. From us, as much as it comes from YouTube. I like to think that we have a much better handle than, like, let's say Meta's, lawsuit that they just got, going through for having 400%, bot increase during, their ad sales in like 2023 or something ridiculous, right? They just settled on that whole thing. I think they had to pay out like 7 billion for or some ridiculous number for that. My point is that I think that this has got to come from industry leaders. I think that this is eventually going to have to become some sort of roundtable thing where platforms come together, because it's got to be, man. We have to share intel. We have to see where we're tracking, because these botters just don't come to Kick. They're across all platforms, and they have different maneuvers for every other platform. And I think it just eventually it's going to have to come from the advertisers too, that are spending money on these systems that just turn around and sell them bots, right? So it would behoove everyone all platforms to come together, all agencies to come together, and there's got to be. I personally think that there's got to become some entity that helps shares intel across the board, so that we can clamp down on this thing. Because to Eddie's point around AI, it's just getting easier and easier.
Yeah, it's crazy on YouTube. Like the AI bots on YouTube, it's crazy. It's fucked up. Like the comment bots, that's so ridiculous. It makes no fun to comment or interact with YouTube videos anymore on the English-speaking side of the industry. I hate it. One more thing.
What are the comment bots?
There are such well-developed AI bots on YouTube that do comments on YouTube videos. Sometimes it makes no sense to interact with some videos.
It's just random. It's random comments. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so crazy, so advanced, and you just can't engage with that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't think it's good for the creator either. It's fucked up and it's crazy.
Right? When you get a new comment, you go like, wow, especially when you're like kind of like growing and stuff. You're like, well, what are people saying? And then you just realize they're bots. It kind of sucks.
Yeah. Community guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie, how are you gonna? So, how is it gonna be in the future? Like, because we know that some websites, they keep it really strict. Some websites are like, do whatever. And I feel like Kick is somewhere in between. We have some sort of freedom, but don't go total stupid, I guess. So how's it gonna be like? Are you afraid of? Because the thing is, there are no ads on Kick, so you're not afraid of any ad givers per se. But how do you want to keep this? How do you want to keep going on with the community guidelines in the future?
Yeah, I think. Oh wait, is it echo? Echo? Hold on. I think my.
Yeah, I think it's on your end.
Shit, you really? Hold on. Let me double check this.
Yeah, that question as well. Yeah.
Is that still echoing?
I don't know. I have to check with chat. Is it still echoing, chat?
I think that should be.
I guess it's all right.
It's better.
Yeah, I think it's
fixed. So that was my bad. That was my bad. Yeah, in terms of community guidelines, from our side, yeah, the most important thing is ensuring that I guess you got two extremes, right? Right now, I guess I think Twitter X is sitting here on the very extreme side. They're letting anything go right now. They're like over here. Then you kind of got like, I think Twitch, which is the most heavily moderated site in the world right now. They moderate everything. You can't say anything. Like they'll ban you forever, right? Like there's kind of like a spectrum. Where does Kick want to sit? I don't think Kick wants to sit over here with X and Twitter. I think at that point it gets too intense. We're a streaming platform. We're meant to be for fun, gamers, people that want to enjoy themselves. But at the same time, this whole moderating and saying what you can and can't say and trying to be like, this is what's right, this is what's wrong, I think that's too far, right? I think at the end of the day, the platform isn't the one that has the right to tell you exactly how you should act or what you should believe in. Like, the platform shouldn't be telling you where your belief system should sit. Like, I think that's too far. When a platform says, like, this is the way the world works, and if you don't agree with us, we ban you. Like, that isn't the way to go. I think we need to draw the line when, say, you know, violence happens. We need to draw the line when, say, criminal activity happens. We need to draw the line when sort of, you know, all these very extreme, terrorism, of course, right? That's where we draw the line. But we can't tell you that, okay, we don't like the way you believe in this, or we don't like the way you believe in that, so we're going to ban you. That there isn't our job. Our job isn't to tell you how to live your life or what to believe in or what not to believe in. That's your job. That's up to you guys. And I think you're very right. Sometimes advertisers have started to think, okay, you know what? We can start to tell people if they don't believe in this, then we're going to take away their advertising money. If they don't believe in that, we're going to take away their advertising. And that was a dangerous pathway. But Kick is very fortunate. We don't have to do that. The only people we do have to listen to right now is the, you know, government authorities. And to be fair, Turkey does contact us quite often and say, hey, look, you know, this isn't right. That isn't right. And we have to work with the authorities on that, right? So, you know, whilst we're not beholden to advertisers, whilst we're not beholden to a belief system that makes you have to believe in what we believe in, we are definitely beholden to say what the Turkish government will allow us to do. And we have to do that, otherwise we'll get blocked, right? So that's the only thing I'd caveat, is that whilst we want to give you as much freedom as possible, that freedom is also dictated by the Turkish government, and we will continue to you know, have to work within the boundaries of the law. And yeah, we have no choice around that, of course. So that is the one area in which we also have to you know, respect.
Yeah, that's a good answer. That I feel like that is how it should be as well. You know, that's the right stance to be. And there was one more question from the chat. Shit, I forgot. Chat is giving me nice ideas as well. You know, I'm always interacting with the chat. But I forgot right now. Yeah, KCIP question. Yeah. How long do you think KCIP will exist? Like, do you think it will go away when there will be ad money on the platform, or is KCIP going to be here for the long run? What do you think?
Yeah, the fundamental of KCIP, right? The fundamental aspect of KCIP is that when you come to Kick and you bring hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of viewers, that is worth something to us, right? You are bringing traffic to us that may not be translating to advertising dollars right now, but that translates to value. There's no two ways about that. That values Kick at a higher valuation. That leads to opportunities for us to grow. So that there is saying, oh, this is what we value a viewer at. And that's our calculation around that. When ads are involved, that doesn't change that fact. That doesn't change that at all. And I think for a very, very long time there, I think people have been told that they're not valuable, that your 5,000 viewers are not worth anything to us, that your 10,000 viewers are not worth anything to us. That is not how it is. People's attention nowadays is worth so much money. The ability to have people engaged with a website, have people utilizing your product is worth money. That there is a commodity. And I think people have started to forget that. Content creators started to forget that. I think they were tricked into believing that wasn't worth it. And the only value that had was in direct advertising dollars. I don't believe that's the case. That's not the case. It isn't the case. And I think for so long, because there was such little competition and people willing to you know, invest in creators, they started to believe it. So no, KCIP is basically saying this is what we believe a fair day's worth is work. Fair day's worth of work is worth. That is our way of saying this is what we believe it to be. When advertising comes in, it'll go higher. When other monetization opportunities come in, it'll also go higher. So obviously the unit economics of Kick and how it's going to drive revenue through advertising, that needs to be ironed out. Obviously Kick needs to hold on to some profits. That goes without saying, but KCIP is here to stay. KCIP is 100% here to stay. It's a cornerstone of the communities that it runs on, and it is based upon many calculations that we believe to be a fair rate for people to receive. So yeah, it is a long-term initiative. Of course, it is subject to changing. For example, in the English market, we actually doubled the KCIP rates about 5 months ago. We increased it and made some large changes to it. So obviously it's subject to changing, but it's certainly an initiative which makes a ton of sense, and we will continue to not only support it, but I think we'll continue to double down on it. I think it's something which we have the ability to attract more people to Kick, more creators like yourself to Kick through utilizing the benefits of it. It's so scalable. That's the thing, right? It's such an easy thing to add. All we have to do is just increase it or give it out to more people. It's such a great way to bring people over, and it allows us to outbulk, enter the great places like the Turkish market. So yeah, no, KCIP, we love it. It's the backbone of Kick. It's one of our most unique features, and if you don't think it's sustainable, then I think you don't realize the value that you have as a creator with people's attention. That is worth a lot of money, and if anyone tells you it's not, they're lying to you.
Yeah, man, and just real quick to add on KCIP, man, like there's no cap to the hours and there's no cap to the rate. All right. So the more you build your channel, the more you out there cooking and getting your brand out there and bringing it back to Kick. No cap to the rate, no cap to the hours, man. The other thing that's been weird for me to watch, coming from another platform, is watching creators realize that they are the commercial. You get what I'm saying? To realize I like look at them. I'm like, KCIP believes that you are the main event, man. Not a progressive commercial.
Yeah. Kicks when?
Very soon. Very soon. We've got some cool stuff coming. It's yeah. Very
Let me translate. Let me translate to chat. Kicks is basically bits for Kick. I know the name because I don't know if it's been out there yet, but Botrix, the alert system.
Yeah.
At some update, at some point, they added Kicks alert. And I'm like, what the hell is Kicks? Could it be bits for Kick maybe? And then they could remove it, but I seen it. I'm like, oh, okay. So they're cooking something. Kicks when?
Well, I can't give you a date. So we've avoided giving out dates now because we just don't want to, lead to over-promising, under-delivering. Our biggest focus here is quality. We want to get things done in a real quality, high-quality manner. But I'll be honest, it's one of these updates that I'm very much looking forward to. Kicks will follow the same concept as subs right now, 95% to the creator. So, suddenly you take something like Kicks or, basically that equivalent of bits and don't take like 40% fees or 50% fees. I'm hoping to see, without, the situation mentioned before with the money laundering, we don't want none of that. But, seeing people transact more than ever, like seeing intense transactions, in small denominations, especially in Turkey. I guess, with the Turkish lira, sometimes people want to send a smaller amount, sometimes people want to send a larger amount, and being able to have that flexibility to, support your creator in as many ways possible is going to be insane, especially when you incorporate the fact that Kick will not be taking, an absurd amount of your money. It will become a fair rate where you can actually transact. So yeah, we're really looking forward to doing that. It's really not far off. It's really not far off. I know you guys have been waiting a while for it. It's well overdue, but just know that when it does come out, it's going to hopefully exceed all expectations. That's it.
Perfect. And one more question. Aiden Ross mentioned something like viewers gonna earn money by watching, something like that. Is this something that you have on your roadmap, or is it something you just blurted out?
Yeah, I think the problem with that is it's a great idea, right? It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The idea of rewarding viewers, like who the fuck wouldn't want to do that? That's amazing, right? But the problem is I think it incentivizes the wrong type of behavior. I think, ultimately what it ends up leading to is, pretty much people just watching streams, not for the fact that they want to watch the creator anymore, but they watch it because they want money. And then it leads to, basically the extension of view botting and, basically all the wrong reasons. So I think it's a very dangerous subject. I think there is room to make it so that at least like the best chatters, the people who are the highest, contributors to communities in a sense of that's more organic, I think there's a way to reward them. There certainly is a way to reward the most valuable viewers, because I think people get very much caught up in the fact that, like, hold on, streaming's all about the streamer. It is, to be fair, a big part of it's about the streamer, but those streamers are only in such a great situation because they've got these like power like viewers, like the viewers who watch in every single time. They're chatting, they're asking the right questions, they're contributing to every stream. Those viewers, I think there's a way to reward them to an extent, and how we can do that, I don't have the answers for you right now, but I think there's something there. There's something there. I don't think you can just reward every viewer. I don't think that's possible, but I think there's a percentage almost that are so important to the health of the whole entire community. I think there's a way to look after them as well, the same way the creators are looked after. I think the fact that we always think about the creators only can be dangerous too. We want to go, okay, let's look after the creators. That's really important, but let's find now a way to look after the viewers too. And I don't have the answers yet. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I wish I did. But I think, it's something we as Kick need to continue to explore and figure out how we can achieve that. And maybe you got some ideas.
I do. Like the way you mentioned it, I think it should be up to the streamer, and the streamer could actually see the metrics of his chat and maybe reward his best chatters of some of the KCIP money he or she earns. That would be perfect.
Well, that was where it kind of originated from. The idea was like, okay, if the KCIP earns, say, $100, then $5 of that goes to the moderators, and then $5 of it goes to the VIPs, and then $5 of it goes to the OGs, or something, like using the rank system, like to basically say, okay, your KCIP split up amongst those people because they're obviously the ones which are helping you earn it. Yeah, that was kind of the loose concept. So something similar to that could be done, right? And something which could almost be automatically set up and just distributed out. But I think, again, it really needs to be explored and done in a way that's, done right. If it's done wrong, it could be really dangerous and, cause problems. But I think it's not that complicated if you think about it.
Yeah. One more question. I also watched the, global stuff that is going on Kick, of course. What are we going to do with Fuzzy?
Fuzzy.
What are we going to do with him?
Yeah, he's live right now, isn't he?
Is he? I don't know. but I've seen his transition. I've been following him for a while now, and I don't know about at every stage. I'm asking to myself, like, who is making the decisions on Kick's side? Who is the guy that says at the end of the day, he should keep streaming on Kick, or maybe not? Do you have a moderation team, or is it you? It's maybe Santa. I don't know.
No, so moderation, right? I think the one thing that became really important to Kick early on is that you can't have like this concept of favorism, right? Like, and that's one thing if someone with one viewer does something, if someone with 1,000 viewers does something, you have to hold people to the same standard. So I don't think it's so much a thing with moderation, right? I think it comes back to what you mentioned before. Like, where does Kick draw the line? I think Twitch obviously probably would have banned Fuzzy, right? And I think that's where Kick comes in, and we allow people to be themselves to an extent, right? I'm not across what Fuzzy's done recently. I don't know if things gotten worse or exactly where he's at in his his journey as a creator right now. He's taken a lot of changes, but yeah, I think ultimately that's that's a moderation topic probably. In terms of sort of the finances around stuff and where Kick wants to spend money. Obviously, I think, we want to continue to promote wholesome content. We want to continue to promote content which reflects the platform in a positive way. I think we're going to continue to invest in creators that are, trying to push the platform in the most positive of lights. I think there's room for us to continue to make sure that we're incentivizing the right behavior. But again, I think, to be fair, Fuzzy did bring a lot of people to Kick. Some of this, whether that was through a controversial way, he was a big reason a lot of kick blew up in the English market 18 months ago, was on the back of some of what he did. So, whilst again, there's stuff which happens which is incredibly controversial. I must say that we also recognize when people help us as well. So it is a balancing act. To answer your question, it's a balancing act, and we're keeping an eye on everything, and consistency is key. That's important. We don't want to discriminate against people more heavily than others. We want to keep things as even as possible, but we got eyes on it. And if there is stuff that comes up that you're genuinely concerned about, and you say, hey, look, this is why I'm concerned about it, and it's not good for kick, we're here to listen as well. We are here to listen.
Yeah, and Jahrein, please, speak openly, speak honestly. Like we're here, right? And the other thing, man, is like I think you know how to push buttons too. In very different ways, in very, very, very different ways. But I'm as far as like it coming around to what Eddie said before about like we're not telling you how to think, right? That's very important to us, right? So when we're talking about Fusi, or when we're talking about Aiden, or we're talking about XQC, or we're talking about Jahrein or SXB, or any of the great talent that we have here, like I think that's a common theme across the board. But man, what are your thoughts as someone who can generate a headline or two? Like what are your thoughts
on general or on Fusi?
Just in general, right? And then on Fusi, if you don't feel comfortable commenting on it, I don't want to put you on the spot, but like in general, when you're dealing with this many personalities globally, right?
Yeah,
globally and regionally, the tolerance level is different regionally, right? Also, but then at the same time, like when does global creators start to reflect on regions and in other areas of the world? So I'm really trying to understand like the nuance of what you're tackling. You know what I'm saying? As a creator who also makes headlines himself.
But I wouldn't actually ban anybody unless it is going against the policy of the government of the country that they live in. I wouldn't ban nobody. That would be my stance. And in Fuzi's situation, I don't think he's mentally in a good spot to be streaming. That's the only thing. Maybe I would ask a professional to assess the situation, maybe get him some help. But it's fun to watch as a viewer. I'm not just a content creator. I also follow these drama spots and watch whoever is going up and down the bungee gum, so to speak. So it's fun. It's fun for me. That's why I know all the global dramas. I know what's going on. But as far as I'm concerned, if nothing's really serious happening, people should keep streaming. That's what I think.
You've got a very political way of expressing yourself, Jahrein. I like it. You got a good way of way of articulating. But I think I agree. I think ultimately in content creation, we got to look out for everyone too. I think you're right. I think it's a dangerous space. Like especially some of this IRL streaming. I don't know if IRL streaming got big in Turkey. I think it did for a while, right? But obviously going out and being able to create bigger reactions and be more energetic and have the ability to do the more crazier stuff actually creates this kind of potentially, kind of similar to viewbotting, right? The viewbotters slowly viewbot more and more and more. The IRL streamers do crazier and crazier things. It can be dangerous. And I think, at some point it really is quite helpful to be able to say, hold on a second, is what we're doing here. Right. And I don't think this is targeted at Fusi exactly when I say this. I think it's just in general, the IRL scene, when it's certainly, it's certainly complex to navigate. And I think you're right in saying that we, we should definitely draw the line at the legality side. I think, trying to step in
that's
too early
the line.
and say, nah, you're out of line because of this sort of I think we can agree on that. And I think we will continue to run things in that sense.
But I like that you're taking responsibility. Like you could have said, that's not my decision. That's the moderation team's decision, and you could have hidden behind them and dodged the question. So I appreciate you being honest on the topic.
Well, I think that's the biggest
appreciate
misconception, right? The biggest misconception that I think it's a really great point, because the moderation team, what the moderation team does, the moderation team enforces the guidelines that our trust and safety and our leadership team put in place, right? The moderators don't actually really have the power to go and say, this is what's going to happen. Yeah, the moderators are amazing because they are doing exactly as the website and the guidelines tell them. And I think it's this common misconception that the moderators are actually out there making the decisions to, like, I don't like you, I'm going to ban you. They don't do that, especially here at Kick. The moderators are really, not to blame if someone gets banned. They're just doing their job, and they do a really good job at being consistent. They do a really good job at ensuring that the guidelines are upheld. So I don't think you can never say that's the moderation team's fault, because the moderation team's fault are just carrying out the order. They're just carrying out the orders that are set forth by the leadership, by the trust and safety team, by the community guidelines. And that's not up to them. So, I think if any website hides behind the idea of saying, oh, that's the moderations team, it's not my fault, they're lying to you again. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, I think so as well. Great. I have one last question, actually. Are you going to have some kind of conventions like KickCon or something? Maybe something like this could be arranged in Turkey with some local partners like myself.
I was going to say, it sounds a bit like the esports conversation, I don't know. Maybe if you think you can make it happen, I know for a fact it's going to be a busy event. Like, that's for sure. Like, there is, I don't know the exact number, but there is millions of people on Kick from Turkey. Even if 1%, even if 0.1%, came to a KickCon in Turkey, it would be a big event, a very big event.
Yeah, it will.
Where would you recommend holding something like that? Which city?
Istanbul, of course.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Even though I hate the city, it should be in Istanbul. Anything that big.
Like where? What venue?
There's a lot of venues in Istanbul to host such thing. Yeah, a lot of venues. Yeah. I love Antalya. I live in Antalya. That's the only place that I can live in Turkey. But of course I can live anywhere, but I feel comfortable in Antalya.
Hey, look, Eddie, man, like, we had a really good run with DreamHack in 2024, right? So we were in Melbourne, Dallas, Atlanta, and Stockholm, right? And I did not know how Stockholm was going to go. I'm like, does anyone in the Nordic regions really know who, like that was one that we circled. We were kind of like, this could be hit or miss. We went out there, man, and it was packed. I did not realize how big we were in like Norway or Sweden. People from Europe flew over because it was a little closer. A lot of Germans, a lot of French. I was shocked, man. I was really shocked at the Nordic presence that we had. And then you start to wonder, right? You start to wonder, like, if we went to a place like Shanghai, would anyone know us? If we went to a place in India, would anyone know us? I really, really do think that, like, I hear the same sentiment out of LATAM, right? LATAM's like, hey, man, if you came to Colombia, it would just pop off. And the same thing when we talked with Playaway, right? When about the MENA region like Saudi Arabia, it was like, if you came to Saudi Arabia, man, it would pop off over here. And dude, like, if you sent me to Turkey, man, me and Tariq, we'd burn the place down, man. We'd have so much fun. I just based on the successes that we saw in DreamHack out of Melbourne, Atlanta, Dallas, and Stockholm, I think that it would be amazing.
Well, you know what? I think I think this year we're going to have some KickCons, and I think the best way to start with it is going to be through utilizing local partners. I think the reality is we could come to Turkey and be like, hey, here's our KickCon, but like, is it going to be as good as if someone who understands the Turkish landscape, who understands the content creation world in Turkey was to run it? Like, no, it never would it ever be as good. So, you know, I think maybe this is where we seriously lean on local partners, like one sitting right here, and you know, say we call it a KickCon, and we bring together the Turkish community in a way which has never been done before. It's you know, you asked me before, how does Kick continue to support Turkey? You know, this is the kind of answers, right? This is it. You know, being able to help to facilitate these kind of events and subsequently support the creators, the ones that are, you know, responsible for Kick's success in Turkey. You know, like yourself and, you know, like Hype and like other so tens of others who have joined so early.
Tarek is in the chat. Tarek is in the chat, and he's like, I have all local sponsors on standby.
Okay, Tariq. Slow your horses. Calm down, mate. But
I'm telling you.
Jahrein, I am starting to watch your business moves here, friend. You just came in here and you're getting an esports team. You're getting esports. You're getting a con backing. Tariq just happened to chime in and chat at the right time. I love it. I love it.
I'm not associated with Tarek in any way. he just dropped a bomb in the chat. I don't know, but I don't have to profit off of it. It's just a good way to connect with the audience on an offline event. And if it's backed by Kick, what else can I expect? I mean, it's gonna be booming probably.
Andrew, I think we should maybe just you're in Melbourne this week, right, Andrew? I think maybe we should grab a chance to look at. I think the English market is going to be complicated to do a KickCon. You know, I think partnering with like the likes of DreamHack to kind of, you know, essentially have our KickCons through DreamHack work really well. But when we're talking about, you know, LATAM, when we're talking about Turkey, when we're talking about, you know, the Middle East and Saudi Arabia, I think, you know, maybe this is where we go a little bit off the cuff and you know, entrust this with the right people, with the right backing, with the right resources to go ahead and create something that has never been done in those regions before. I think there's something we can do.
For sure. Yeah. Here all week. I'm on it.
It wasn't even my idea. Someone in the chat was going on like, why not have a KickCon in Turkey? And I picked it up and developed it in my mind in like 5 minutes.
How many people do you think would come to that? Just say if you hosted it with, you know, and got the backing of a few other, like, what would the turnout be, you think?
I mean, tens of thousands probably.
Yeah. Wow. That's huge. That's crazy.
You know the population in Istanbul is 16 million. 16 million. Yeah. That's like a whole country in one city.
I think people quickly forget how big Turkey is, like how massive Turkey is, how important it is in like the scheme of the world. It's like a fucking crazy big country.
Like people in the chat are like 100K easy, 100K easy, 30K minimum, 20K. Minimum 20K. That's their estimation. I don't know, but it depends on how many days we're gonna hold the convention and how many streamers are gonna be joining. So that's my wife, by the way, and how many people will be joining, how many streamers will be there. But at least 20K, I suppose.
Yeah, 20,000 real people in a real community. That's a big undertaking. But heck. I don't know. Let's see what we can pull off. The simple fact that there's that many people potentially interested is just absolutely amazing. If that is the case, even 10K, honestly, even 10K would be absolutely amazing.
10K is nothing. 10K is nothing. I mean, in Istanbul, 10K is nothing. I'm being serious now. Ask the chat if they're from. Where are they from? They would like 90% of the people will say Istanbul. The Turkish ones in the chat. They're gonna be Istanbul, and they will be visiting that because there's no such events in Turkey that are going on connected with gaming and, you know, streaming. It'll be perfect.
But the population of Turkey is like nearly 100 million, right? Most people don't live in Istanbul, right?
No, but 16 million do live in Istanbul.
Okay.
And that's a lot. That's like huge.
Yeah, but in terms of geography, like to get to Istanbul is like everyone can get there, right? Even if they're not in Istanbul, they can like find a way to travel quite easily, yeah?
Of course, there's planes every hour from every city, and it would take maximum 1 hour, 1.5 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So, yeah.
I think we've got a couple of things to think on that front. I think, yeah, that there is has that been Twitch has never done a TwitchCon in Turkey, right?
No, not at
YouTube?
all. No. Not really. They did, but only for YouTubers. So it wasn't a public event.
Oh, okay.
But we had some gaming conventions, successful ones as well, and I know the organizers as well. I might get some numbers from them.
Okay. Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're
If we had
interested in
numbers on
numbers.
that front, I think that'd be quite comparative to what we'd probably expect, right?
I'll get you some numbers. I'll get you some numbers. Don't- I know that there have been 2-3 big events in Turkey. Some happen yearly, and some happen every 2-3 years. And I'll talk to them and get some numbers.
Amazing. Well,
KickCon Istanbul 2025. Let's go. Yeah.
I don't know, Andrew, we're going to discuss this. I think there's something here where we can somehow not have to be 100% the ones organizing, but more so the funding and the support and the ability to empower the creators and the right people to be able to run this. You know, I think that's where we can find a way forward to have this actually come into life, because I feel like if we don't go down that pathway, we'll be talking about these things for ages and not actually doing it. But I reckon there's a way we can pull this off.
Yeah, these guys got the vibe. To your point, we can support it, but the vibe and the authenticity and leaning on localized help, I think is the way to go. And
you should come to Turkey, Santamaria.
I'm down.
Yeah. Just for visiting and see the vibe, see the young people, because Turkey is a young country, and I mean, not as the country, but the population is real young in Turkey compared to European countries. So just come to Turkey and check the vibe, see the people on the streets, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. And all we do is gaming, streaming, social media, because economically we are not sitting in a good spot. So we don't have expensive hobbies, so to speak. And that's all we do: gaming, PCs, streams, YouTube, Kick. That's what we do. So Turkey is a good place to have such a convention, I would say.
Awesome. Well, Jahrein, I think it's been an absolute pleasure getting to finally speak to you after all this time, and I think also more importantly being able to spend time with your community too. I think they've shown more love to Kick Talk than anyone has ever come on before. So just wanted to shout that out. That we've never seen this much support for a Kick Talk. So it's been amazing that everyone's decided to tune in and watch this for. Obviously got to hear a little bit more about Kick and kind of speak to some of the topics in Turkey. And I think, being able to continue this dialogue is important, and, continue to reassure you guys that, we're here for the long run, supporting the region in any way possible. And I think we're going to have, KickCon Istanbul is something we're going to be discussing a bit more. Further.
Yeah, big time. Hey, Jahrein, before you go, man, a guy like you who's been around since Justin TV, and listen, I talk a lot about Justin TV and how Kick is actually picking up where Justin TV left off right before the sale to Amazon.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that a guy like Eddie is allowing live streaming to be uncorked, right? To start to reach its potential, and and that's why I came over here, is because I felt like live streaming was always being stifled, right? And to some degree, and politics being played, and all the things. It just became hijacked by corporate thinking. In what advice can you give to Kick, man? What advice in your long tenure that you've seen platforms come and go? You were on Justin TV. What is a bit of advice that we could start to infuse into our own culture?
No favorism. That is the most important thing. No favorism, no corporate bullshit. And, have good people connecting you to the streamers. And these are being the people like Berat, people who are taking care of your partners, aka the streamers. That is the most important thing. And keep being transparent. You guys are transparent, and everything you do, you like the way Eddie just took the responsibility about the moderation stuff. Keep doing that. Just don't be super full corporate, reflecting whatever the politics are wanting you to reflect into your community and stuff like that. Just keep doing what you're doing. All in all, and get good people on your side, Eddie. Like get good partner managers and good community people to take care of the community as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's my advice.
I love that. That's it. Having consistency, and continue to deliver on what we've promised, right? I think you start mixing up, you start changing stuff, you start, undoing something you said. It's a house of cards at that point, and I think, hear loud and clear on that. And I can tell you right here, right now, that's exactly what we plan to continue doing, is exactly what we promised you. And like we've earned your trust. Keeping it, like I told you, is our goal now, right? Like that's all we have to do. We've earned it, and we're really happy to have earned it. But it's to make sure we don't lose it. That's all we got to do, and we'll continue to live up to everything that we've promised, everything we've told you is going to happen, and everything we've even talked about today. So I think that those words of advice, I think, mean a lot, and I like to think we're on that right path. Yeah,
you are, and you've got my trust. For now.
We do. I'm sure we do.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. You have an amazing rest of your weekend.
Yeah, you as well. Bye.
See you later. Big shout out to Kick Turkey. It's crazy. I still can't get over how many people from Jahrein's community have come in to tune in. This has been amazing. It's been our most successful Kick Talk ever.
Yeah, the energy is great in chat. Just respectful. Everyone's cool, positive. Telling it how it is at the same time. So, yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I had no idea. Like, I knew Turkey was big. I knew track Jahrein, but I didn't realize like the how close knit, right? And this just falls in line with Latam. This falls in line with MENA. These regions that we keep picking up, man. They're just strong. North America is strong, but it's just amazing to me that so many communities have been slept on, and I just feel real fortunate that we're able to give them a home.
Yeah. No, I think it's obviously with the language barrier, it's sometimes hard to kind of fully understand, what's going on in certain regions and how much impact that's being made. Obviously, we see the stats, we see the data, but, hearing it in the flesh, hearing it as well in the chat, with these English sort of, and also a bit of Turkish sort of commentary, it makes it so much more real. And, it's sometimes easy just to see, okay, Turkey accumulated X million hours of watch time this month, and obviously it's a big deal to go and, okay, hold on, Turkey means so much because of this, and this, and this is the kind of the story behind it, the details behind it, and that's what we need to continue to pay so much attention to. I know we are, and as Jahrein said, as you said, with people like Berat on the ground, ear to the ground, people like Tariq keeping an eye on exactly what's going on and making sure we know when to step in, when we, what we need to change, how we need to maneuver. That's what's going to keep it going.
Hell yeah. I know it's late. How you feeling?
How are you doing? You're must be semi jet lagged / now in the 3 a.m. time.
Oh man, I'm used to it now, man. I've come over enough times where I know the right flights to choose, right? The 2:30 flight coming out of LA coming over to Australia is prime because it hits the cycle of sleep. So but yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing hella good. But
well, let's.
yeah.
I reckon we gotta find someone to raid. Who you thinking?
Oh man, let me see who's live. Who's live? Let's see. Amplified is a really strong streamer. Party Like a Mother, phase 1. Arabian Panda. Arabian Panda is live, man. He's
Arabian Panda.
He's solid, man.
Yeah. Let's drop out there. Let's show some love here to Arabian Panda. Arabian Panda is he's been around for a while now. He's amazing. Guys, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Anyone from Jahrein's community that has stopped by and watched today's Kick Talk episode, what's Jahrein said?
He wants to raid
Kaglar. Okay. We're raiding Kaglar then. If that's who Jahrein's saying, then we're going.
Oh, he's jumping back in. He's jumping back in, making sure we raid Kaglar.
Send us to someone Turkish, please. After this Turkish name.
Okay, I got you. We're going to Kaglarats. We're going to Kaglarats.
That guy is actually a director of one of the top 100 IMDb movies. He is actually huge. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
What top 100?
Yeah. So
in Turkey or worldwide?
No, worldwide. Top 100. The movie is called Mountain 2.
What?
Yeah, the Mountain 2 or the first one. I don't know. One of them is top 100 IMDb.
Yeah, man. His chat's cooking.
Is this like the greatest Turkish movie like ever or one of?
Yeah, one of the greatest Turkish movies. Top 200. Okay.
And he's the director of it.
He's doing a tier list right now on movies.
Fucking hell. Okay. Well, let's show him some love here. This is where we're going. Guys, we're heading through to Kaglarats. Is that how I pronounce it?
Chalarats, but it's really hard for you to pronounce, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, excuse my mispronunciation. Let's show them some love. Guys, once again, massive shout out to Jahrein. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's Kick Talk, episode 31. It's been an absolute pleasure having you guys all here talking about Kick. Huge shout out again to Jahrein. We're going to host Kaglarats again. Sorry for the pronunciation. We're going through, showing some love. Show them some love. Let's go through, guys. Thank you all for tuning in and have an amazing weekend, everybody. We will see you next week if you want to join us for Kick Talk again. Bye, guys. And that host has gone through.
Sorry for jumping back in.
That's okay.
Oh, no. Good looking out. Good looking out. Thank you.
If we went to like an English streamer, they would be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
No, that was a good call to make. Hey man, that was an awesome episode. Thank you so much, dude. It really was great.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. And about the rest of the stuff that we talked during the stream, I'm open for them as well. You know, just let me know.
Yeah, cool. I reckon, Andrew. Do you reckon? I think there's some. I think there's. Look, let's grab a bit of time this week and go over. I think just in terms of like the KickCon sort of stuff. Like, I genuinely think if there's like that many people interested, we got to make this happen. And the esports stuff, that's easy. Like all we need to do is be like, Jahrein, here's like, you know, some help around like, you know, putting together some esports. Like, I don't know, that is the simplest part, right? Like there really isn't too much we need to do. We just got to help advertise it on social media. You've got the reach already. We just need to help fund it, help, you know, make sure it all comes together. And that's it, right? And we can start doing some super cool stuff.
Yeah. So if I come up with anything, who should I contact?
You've got Andrew, right?
Yep, I'm on it, man. Contact me, and then I'll be working with Tariq and Barat on it, man. And we'll help. We'll execute that and the con. Yep.
All right. I just added you on Discord. I cannot message you otherwise. I just added you on Discord. Accept my friend request.